All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Floyd, a.k.a. Commish, a.k.a. owner of Team Delaney Saggy Tits. And as per usual, we are with Nantucketts Revenge Fantasy Football League, the best fantasy football league in the world. And I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Michael Wiseman, who's frozen on my screen. Is Wiseman frozen on your screen, Devon?
Yeah, it's showing mine is frozen too. Okay, there we
go. There we
go. Back.
There we are. Michael Wiseman, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. We had a little bit of technical issues there, but we're good now. So
some technical issues here in Week 14. And joined with us, first-time guest in the playoffs in the relegation league, Devon Pooley. How you doing, bro?
Doing well.
How was relegation league treating you? How'd you like the league this year? Any comments? What do you got for us, Devon?
It's going good. I would like to be in a better spot record-wise, but no problem. Other than that, I would like to have seen more trades. Obviously nobody ever can come to an agreement. So I got a couple. I did one bad trade, and then I actually got lucky and got a decent trade, which I believe helped me out a lot. So
who was it? Who'd you get?
What's that?
Who'd you get in the trade? You got lucky in.
I picked up Christian McCaffrey from Tommy Boy.
Hell yeah. Look at that face.
He's like, yeah, I got a little lucky. He's only scored like 30 points in a row, like 4 weeks in a row.
I flung him some garbage, and then he bit it, so.
Hell yeah. Flung him some garbage. Yeah, you're sitting in the playoffs. You're going to be facing Andy. Andy just took a beating in his trade with Maddie. But we'll get into that a little bit later. First things first, Wiseman, jump us into the final standings after 13 weeks of this year's Nantucketts Revenge Fantasy Football League.
Yep, here it is. The ink is dry. This is how the season ended. Sole leader, we saw it from the beginning. You got off to a hot start, never looked back. Team Delaney Saggy Tits. Finally got it. 4 years in, finally got the success he's been looking for. So good for you. You earned it. Then we got the other team with the first round bye alone at 10-3 at second. It's Team Joe Mixon / Kareem Hunt, yo bitch. Trevor, do you think maybe changing his name will change his luck at all?
He's got Kareem Hunt and Joe Mixon. I don't think his luck's changing at all.
Yeah, probably not. Then we got in third place at 9-4 is Team xnxx.com / Alexis Texas, or better known as Rob Sebecki. And then the three teams to round out the playoffs, all at 8-5, are Four Down Territory, Mike Brobes, Team Butts, Kyle Butts, and Get to Black, Damian Brown, followed by Ricky at 6-7, the Golden Taint. And then my team is his team is 6-7, my team is 5-8. And then 2, 4, and 9 teams, Juices Loose, Mikey Martinez, and Evansdale Carpet Munchers, Nick Rutter. And then we have our two relegation teams, Multiple Gorgasms, Derek Walker at 3-10, and the Nantucket Quails at 2-11. Drake.
Yeah, and we're seeing Drake and Derek get relegated here. Drake ate it like a fucking champ. He knew what it was 4 weeks ago. We just got word today that Derek Walker has officially quit Nantucketts Revenge Fantasy Football League. I think it's hilarious, personally. I couldn't give a shit. One of our fish in the pond left, like we said last week. Facing Derek in fantasy football is like, wrestling a girl. It's a lose-lose. You're going to win. Whatever. If you lose, you look really bad. But so Derek's quitting, and that's opening up. It's not opening up another spot in the A-League, but it's opening up another spot in the B-League, which is going to be fun because we have a lot of people that want to get into B-League. And we're probably going to have 12 people next year in that B-League instead of 10, to be honest. So, like I said, I couldn't give a shit if Derek's leaving. He took it really salty. I got no more comments on it. We've been talking about it all season. It's hilarious. But before we get into our playoffs, Andy Miller from the B League, my buddy who we had on earlier this year, he sent us a nice little spreadsheet of some adjusted win metrics according to schedule. And essentially what this metric does is, so next year we were thinking about getting rid of ESPN and maybe joining what's called Apex League. And what Apex League does is you have an option to face your opponent, plus you face the median score for the week. Meaning, if you, let's say the first and highest second scoring team that week face each other, it sucks when you're the second highest scorer of the week and yet you still lose because you got unlucky enough to face the highest score of the week. So what would happen is you face your opponent plus the median, meaning that week you would go 1-1. You wouldn't go 0-1. You'd go 1-1. So you'd have double the amount of games, essentially, 2 per week. And so, Wise, when we take us through this metric and show us our standings versus what could be our standings?
Yeah, I have it pulled up based on the calculated expected wins. And the way that it gets that number is it looks at all of the scoring you had week to week, and then it ranks the scoring between the 12 teams. And wherever you rank is your percentage to win for that week. So whatever your percentage was calculated over the whole season is how they came up with your expected wins total. And then they took, in order to calculate the luck category, they calculate that by subtracting your actual wins from your expected wins, or maybe the other way around. But at any rate, if you look at the way it shook out, you have roughly the same playoffs teams except for one. So, the top 5 stays the same. So I guess you could say that for the most part, they earned their spot, but you had some teams run incredibly well, like Damien's and Ricky's, and you had some teams run incredibly poorly, like my team or Mikey's. So that's a good way to put numbers to explain the nature of this season.
Yeah, if we were to run this like Apex, things that would change, Mike would have that bye week instead of Trevor. Trevor would actually be sitting at the 5th seed instead of the 2nd seed. We would have 2 completely different relegated teams. So that's a big deal.
Yeah,
Drake and Derek are relegated teams, but if we were to have ran this accordingly, it would be Ricky and Nick would actually be our relegated teams. But it's just interesting to see some of the things that we were talking about all year across the videos to actually be true. Like we said, like how the hell is Damien in the playoffs? And yeah, according to this, Damien should have 5 wins, not 8. And Ricky gets incredibly lucky. He has the least amount of points scored. And yet, what he finished, like 7th or 8th or something? And this, he would have been relegated.
He actually wasn't second worst scorer. It was actually Nick.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Relegated regardless. But, anywho, yeah, that's just a cool tool to look at. We're nerds. We like numbers, whatevs. But, peep that. 2,000 points for, boy. 150 more than the next closest. I like that. Wiseman, you want to take us through the playoffs?
Yeah, let me pull up the bracket here. I don't know if it's accessible.
Yeah, and before the bracket, me and Trevor have 2 completely different strategies going here for the playoffs. I'm not giving my guys any rest. I'm keeping them warm and going for my bye week. Trevor has chosen to rest his team for his bye week. My guys are staying warm, though. They're competing this week, so.
I guess maybe it's something I wouldn't understand because I'm not in the playoffs, but
I'm risking injury, but I don't want my guys to run cold and then tear an Achilles, so.
I don't think that makes sense.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, the first matchup on my screen is Team 4 Down Territory versus Team Butts. That's right. Kyle Butts.
You want to do 4 and 5? Yeah, 4 versus 5 seed, both 8 and 5.
Yup. Run us through it.
Yeah, sure. I'm pulling it up right now. These teams faced off once in the regular season, where Brobes smashed Butts 188 to 120. So
and Kyle Butts had a sneaky good team until about 2 p.m. today. So the tides have completely turned. Kyle Butts had Emmanuel Sanders on his team. Team 4 Down Territory, Mike Brooks, a.k.a. the Pizza Main, has Cortland Sutton on his team. Mike Brooks has been lacking strong wide receivers all year. Right before playoffs, literally minutes before trade deadline, Trevor trades Mike to Devontae Adams. So Mike Brobes is sitting with Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara, Todd Gurley, Devontae Adams, Allen Robinson, and now Cortland Sutton, wide receiver 1.
And Cameron Bray with O.J. Howard on IR. Not bad. Could be worse.
Yeah, so Mike's team has came into final form this week. This is Mike's best team all year is this week.
Best time to hit form.
Pretty solid.
And it could end up being brutal without having Sanders because Butts has a quality team. Antonio Brown and Robert Woods is always scary, and Christian McCaffrey. And Butts was lucky enough to be the only person with any free agent points left this week, and he picked up Jalen Samuels. So, Wiseman, who do you got this week?
Yeah, I think it's hard to argue against either team. You can make a pretty solid case for both. I guess you would say that Butts' team looks weaker now that he doesn't have Emmanuel Sanders. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't know if Jalen Samuels is the replacement, like so to speak. Like I don't think they're going to just slot him in to James Conner's role. I think they're going to use Ridley a little bit as well. But I think Jalen Samuels could probably, for fantasy purposes, would probably be the better of the two. But I don't think he necessarily gets the entire workload that James Conner would normally get. But yeah, having McCaffrey the way he's been playing, like he's almost a guaranteed 25 points a game. Deshaun Watson has a nice matchup against Indianapolis. Antonio Brown, obviously, any given game can get you 30 points. Same with Robert Woods. Tyler Boyd, with the whole situation with Cincinnati having to play their second or third string quarterback, it's not good. But I guess if you're going to have any part of that offense, him or Joe Mixon would be the ones you want. But yeah, having any part of Oakland's offense with Jordy Nelson's kind of ugly. And Justin Jackson had a good game against Pittsburgh, but we'll see how the Chargers utilize him. All that being said, I like Butt's team a lot, but I think Mike Brobe's team should get the job done.
Yeah, I think at this point, with Mike's, like we just said, and even if you look at Mike's schedule, his opponent or the matchups for his roster, it's just A1. At this point, I don't think it's even makes sense to pick against Mike. So I think we're taking Mike Probst all the way this week. Jesus Christ, I hope something crazy happens to where Butts wins and I don't have to face Mike Probst next week because I got the winner of this game.
That's right.
I wish I was on the other side of the bracket low key, like Probst 3. But our next matchup, Team Get to Black versus Team XNXS / Alexis Texas. That's Damian Brown, our luckiest team of the year according to that metric we showed you guys. He's got an 8-5 record. He should have had 5 wins. Versus Robert Sabecki, 9-4. Rob's hurting only a little bit with Melvin Gordon being out. At the end of the day, he's still got Ezekiel Elliott, Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, George Kittle. If the Vikings can have a fucking ball, because Adam Thielen could do something magical for Damian. But I think at the end of the day, unless David Johnson also puts up a 35 bomb, I don't see Damian winning this game. What do you think, Wiseman?
Yeah, I think that Rob should essentially wipe the floor with Damian. I think Damian's luck has run out. Like you said, unless his team goes absolutely stupid, he doesn't really have a chance.
Yeah, I think this week's playoffs were fairly self-explanatory. Jesus Christ, I just want to win this whole thing, man.
Well,
I just want to win this thing, get it over with. I'm tired of sweating. I felt like I haven't had much to do past 3 weeks. I ran out of waiver wire points 6 weeks ago. I spent my last 20 on Andy Dalton trying to just set a block, which was stupid. I was like, there's not going to be anybody available.
Yeah,
I probably waited for a running back or something.
Terrible move.
Terrible move. So we got Devon, the fucking pro, licking his chops over there, talking his talk. In the B League. Devon, you got the B League playoff bracket pulled up for us?
I think I can pull it up too on the screen here. Just got to switch over to your brother's team.
Yeah.
You can go ahead, Devon, while I pull it up.
Well, I just got right now. I got me and Andy up right now. We'll start off with my team. I got Aaron Rodgers going. I got Todd Gurley, Christian McCaffrey, Devontae Adams. Just picked up Cortland Sutton off the waiver wire. Got George Kittle. Also just picked up Jeff Wilson. And then I got Vikings D going. He's got Patrick Mahomes. He's got Austin Eckler. He just picked up Jalen Samuels. He's got him as starting. He's got Michael Thomas, Robert Woods, Zach Ertz, Tyler Boyd, and Chicago's defense.
Yeah, and you guys are playing extended playoffs because we're trying to eliminate the variance of having a team crush all year and then get boosted the first round of the playoffs. So you guys are going to be facing each other over a 2-week period.
Yeah, see, I mean, I didn't get it at first, and after you explained it to me that one time, I think it's a good route to go.
Yeah, I like the move. We did it because that championship isn't necessarily going to matter as much as this week because regardless, whoever wins this matchup is in the A League. So it's not nearly as like winning the whole thing in the B League is not nearly as important as just getting to the championship. You know what I mean?
Right.
So according to this week, how you like your chances this week? Who do you think is going to come out on top this week?
I don't know. My squad, I don't know, with Chicago's defense, I'm hoping Todd Gurley gets me at least. He hasn't been doing he's been in the high 20 range compared to his, high 30s, but hoping Todd Gurley, I'm hoping Christian McCaffrey pulls out what he did 2 weeks ago, pulling out 40 points. Devontae Adams has been solid. He's been getting me at least, I think the least amount I got from him was like 19 points. Cortland Sutton, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he just became number one, but I'm still iffy on it. I picked up Adam Humphries a little bit a couple weeks ago, and he's just been stealing the thunder on the Tampa Bay squad. So I don't know. I'm kind of stuck in the mud on who I want to start as my wide receiver 2. Jeff Wilson, I don't really know about the guy, but on his squad, the people that I'm worried about the most is obviously Zach Ertz. He's just a dog. He's averaging at least 25 points a week or whatever it is. Robert Woods, ever since Cooper Kupp went, him and Brandon Cook's targets have gone up. Michael Thomas, I just have a feeling that he's just going to blow it up over Tampa's secondary. Austin Eckler, I'm not too sure on that. But Patrick Mahomes, obviously, that dude's just throwing, 3 to 4 touchdowns a week. So I don't know. It's just
break the record,
right? I don't know. It's going to be very close. Like right now, I'm projected 133. He's projected 129.
So Jad,
I think it's going to be within 5 to 10 points. So
yeah, I agree. I think
you're on top.
Down though. I like your chances with Aaron Rodgers, Todd Gurley, Christian McCaffrey, Devontae Adams, Cortland Sutton over Pat Mahomes and Michael Thomas. To be honest, I think you're going to come out on top this week.
Are they allowed to change their lineups between the 2 weeks?
To be honest, I have no idea, but I wouldn't see why not. I literally have no idea why it wouldn't.
I wouldn't see why not either, but I feel like it might be worth mentioning. I don't know, because if you get stuck with it, I don't know what the next week matchups look like, but I would say on paper,
doubt it forces you to keep those guys in.
I'd say on paper, your team looks like it might have a slight edge. The projected score has you just narrowly ahead. I mean, obviously the projections mean nothing, but I think with Gurley and McCaffrey, your floor is very safe. Although he does have Zach Ertz, I believe George Kittle is going to get enough to make you competitive at the position. Like, George Kittle might not get the 25, 30 points that Ertz gets, but as long as he gets you, 15, you can still compete because Gurley and McCaffrey are miles better than Eckler and Samuels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, miles.
I think for Eckler, it really depends on game script because if you guys got to watch any of the Sunday night game where the Chargers played the Steelers, Eckler wasn't involved too much because they got down early, so they mainly fought their way back in the game through Keenan Allen. Because they don't feel as comfortable using Eckler as a focus in the passing game, more of like a complementary piece. That's at least my analysis of it anyway. So I think it's going to depend a lot on game script for Eckler. But obviously, 2 great receiving options for his team with Thomas and Woods. And then obviously, like you said about Mahomes, he's a beast. But I think your floor, having Gurley, McCaffrey, and Adams, is safer, than Andy's. So Andy's team could explode, but since it's over 2 weeks, I think floor is going to be important. So I like your chances, Devon.
Yeah, Devon.
Yeah, then go ahead.
I was just going to say, man, you've grinded all year, and I think you drew the right matchup, and I think it's going to work for you. But we got 2 weeks, so we'll have to see.
I was going to say, I think him getting rid of Zeke kind of
killed him.
Kind of hurt him a little bit.
Getting rid of Zeke killed him, man. I'm almost never a fan of position for position trades. Like, I'll trade you this running back for that running back, or I'll trade you this receiver for that receiver. Because at the end of the day, you have one winner, one loser, which is like never fun. It should almost be like running back and receiver for running back and receiver. Like that way, both teams could possibly be win-win. But I'm glad Matty fucking did it to him. Because, dude, even right after the trade, he sends me a text and he's like, "Yeah, I just traded this." Well, he even said on this video, he would rather take the high offense, but everybody's just shitting on Dallas. He literally traded them at Dallas's lowest peak performance when Dallas was playing at their worst. And so you got to assume that if you're looking at it like a graph, once they hit their lowest, it's going to go back up. I mean, traded them at their peak low, so he's eating it now that Dallas is playing at their peak high. That's all I got. Yeah, Kareem Hunt going out fucking blows for him. But, Devin, you want to walk us through my mom versus Billy Block, Team Mama Rehan versus Team Easy Money?
I got it pulled up.
All right. Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it, Devin.
So your mom's got Russell Wilson, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, Keenan Allen, Brandon Cooks, Vance McDonald, Allen Robinson, and the Cowboys defense. And Mr. Billy's got Andrew Luck, Saquon Barkley, Adrian Peterson, Julio Jones, Adam Thielen, Travis Kelce, Josh Gordon, and the Rams
Straight
defense.
auto-drafted all the way through.
Yeah, that's
Josh Gordon, Adrian Peterson, everybody. That was straight auto-drafted. Saquon Barkley,
Bro,
Julio Jones.
But he picked up James Conner.
He picked up Adrian Peterson off.
Oh, he did one thing. My bad.
Off the waiver, but everybody else is totally auto. Besides his defense, but your mom's projected 115 to his 130. So, like I was telling you earlier, your mom was asking me if she should start Goff or Wilson. I told her Wilson, obviously, because Minnesota's been struggling. You got Xavier Rhodes with his hamstring issue. You just got Trey Waynes just went out last week with a concussion, I think it was. Minnesota's defense is just not looking like they were last year.
And Chicago's defense is number one in the NFL, I think, right now.
That's true.
Yeah, and then Jared Goff playing that explosive defensive line in Chicago. She put in, she went with Wilson. So, that's probably her best option. Obviously, she got Alvin Kamara. So, that's just workhorse right there. Joe Mixon, I don't know on that shitty Cincinnati offense. I don't know about that. Brandon Cook, obviously, with Cooper Kupp going down, like I said, with Andy, Robert Woods, and Brandon Cooks, they're just getting hell of a lot more targets on that offense. So, but Billy's squad is just too stacked, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, I think
auto draft team, dude.
Billy's team is pretty gross, and my mom next is a team that looks like it could compete, but over 2 weeks it's going to be hard to beat Billy. With Keenan Allen's peaking right now, Brandon Cooks has a massive ceiling, and Alvin Kamara, that's always a plus. But yeah, I think we're all in agreement here that Billy's team is just too good. The form isn't going to matter because everybody on his team is playing great.
Yeah, let's just put it this way. If James Conner doesn't get hurt last weekend,
this is Billy's team without James Conner.
Yeah.
Billy's supposed to have James Conner.
Yeah, Billy's team, if he has James Conner in that flex spot instead of Josh Gordon, he has a top 15 player at every position. So, yeah, enough said right there, I think.
Yeah, enough said. So that's what we got going on right there. Me and Trevor are sitting on the bye weeks, waiting to see what happens next week. I'm either facing the winner of Kyle Butts and Rob, and then Trevor's facing the winner of Damien, or I'm Kyle Butts and Mike Brobst. And then Trevor is facing the winner of Rob and Butts. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Regardless. Anyways,
that was you face the winner of Mike and Butts, and then he faces the winner of Rob and Damien.
Anyways, 13 weeks through. On to week 14. I'm crowned regular season champ. I'm really hoping to take this thing all the way down because I have never ran so well in fantasy football before. And for my team to be this good, if I lose now, I'm going to be so salty. I'll want to cry. I want this championship belt thrown over my shoulder for starting next year. I'm going to be holding the fucking belt engraved right here. Jesus fucking Christ. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
It's looking like we'll be bringing up, hopefully, the winner of Andy versus Devon. And then I think likely, honestly, it's going to be Billy moving up. We lose Derek. I could give 2 fucks. I could give 2 fucks. Next year is going to be super awesome. This B-League is going to be competitive. We got a bunch of fresh faces coming in. B-League is going to be invite only. Devin, if you somehow lose, you're definitely invited back to B-League, as well as Andy will be too. That's it from Nantucketts Revenge from me. Wiseman, what do you got? Anything pertinent?
Yeah, I think the numbers speak for themselves in that alternate table. I think I got pretty unlucky this year, but I'm not going to sulk on it because there's no point out of my control. I'm just going to try to come back stronger next year and hope I get a little less unlucky.
Devin, how'd you enjoy the league this year?
It was fun. Definitely, if I don't make it to the A-League, I'll definitely look forward to playing next year with
less than 1 year ago today, or a little bit more than 1 year ago today. No, yeah, less. I was over at Taylor's parents' house telling you about this league. I'm like, bro, you got to get in. It's going to be fun. You're going to like it. You're like, yeah, I'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. And then you got in. You grinded all year. In my inbox every week, giving me all the updates. Glad we had somebody like you that was willing to put in the work and time to make that league more competitive and make it what it was. And it's a good thing you got in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep. Appreciate it, bro. And that's it from Nantucketts Revenge 2018. I'm assuming we're not going to make another video. We might end up doing it.
Maybe a championship special.
Yeah, maybe it would have to be something goofy. Maybe we'll go over like certain things throughout the year. Calls, I don't know, highlights. I have no idea. But that's all we got. Peace out, y'all.